According to an Israeli women's rights campaigner and lawyer, Hamas had planned to use sexual violence as a weapon of war. Professor Ruth Halperin-Kaddari stated that she saw footage of women in various locations who showed clear signs of having been raped. There has been criticism over the delay in acknowledging these claims by some UN bodies. Israel has been gathering evidence of sexual crimes committed during the attacks. Israeli police have collected over 1,500 testimonies from witnesses and medics so far. The extent of the sexual violence carried out by Hamas is still unknown. But investigations are being conducted into various acts of violence, including gang rape and sexual mutilation of victims. Professor Halperin-Kaddari shared eyewitness accounts and footage that she had seen, which provided evidence of the sexual violence that took place. Hamas denies these allegations, stating that any sexual activity outside of marriage is forbidden by Islam. Israeli women's rights activists have been urging international organizations to acknowledge reports of gender-based violence, including sexual violence, following the attacks by Hamas. Professor Halperin-Kaddari and others have been calling on UN bodies to recognize these crimes against humanity. It took the UN more than 7 weeks to issue a statement acknowledging the accounts of gender-based atrocities. Yael Scherer from the Survivors of Sexual Violence Advocacy Group mentioned that men were also victims of sexual violence during the attacks. Evidence is being gathered from survivors, eyewitnesses, and first responders to document the violence that occurred. The UN Commission of Inquiry investigating war crimes on both sides of the Israel-Hamas conflict will focus on sexual violence during the attacks on October 7th. However, Israel has not cooperated with the commission, viewing it as biased. The Hamas attack on Israel on October 7 resulted in the death of 1,200 people, with around 240 others taken hostage. Since then, more than 15,500 people have been killed in Israel's military campaign in Gaza, according to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry.